Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another session of Ask Zak with myself, Zak, and my colleague Albert.
Good evening, Zak, and good evening, viewers. Always lovely to be here at Ask Zak, and welcome if it's your first time, and if you are a current listener or watcher, thank you for being here.
Now, tonight we are focusing on our pets, especially our dogs. There's a lot of information we'd like to share, but let's kick our dogs off with everybody wants their animals in prime condition. Now, there's a lot of questions around about foods, quality of foods that we'll get to just now. But the one thing that you have to take into account is, of course, you can give the best food, but if you've got internal parasites competing for that food, of course, you're going to run into trouble. So make sure your dogs are dewormed regularly. Now, a lot of people ask how often I should deworm my dog. It depends on your conditions. If you're on a farm like here by us, at least between 3 and 4 months. Dogs are natural scavengers, so if the bird flies over your yard and they poop in your yard, they're going to pick that up, eat that, and that's usually how they pick up some worms. So definitely on our farms, a little bit more regularly. If you're in town, monitor your animals, but not longer than 6 months, rather more soon. So do it every quarter, and you know you're fine and you're covered. And of course, if you deworm your animals, just make sure they are children. We handle them a lot, so you need to deworm yourself. We tend to forget that part of taking care of ourselves because we can also pick up worms. But that's it in a nutshell for worms. Albert, feeding our dogs, taking care of our dogs. How does also help there, and what do we have?
Yes, Zak. So what we have is, of course, before we even go into what we have to offer, is that, of course, on the back of any of our packaging, we have feeding requirements. Now, when it comes to feeding animals, it's very important to not overfeed or underfeed your animals. Absolutely crucial, so that we don't have overweight animals or undernourished animals. And of course, this is vital when it comes with the development phase, of course, with our puppies or with our kittens. So of course, if you look at our puppy food, your feeding recommendations will be indicated on the back. Now, of course, our puppy food is an exceptionally well-balanced food, protein, fat, minerals, macro, micro minerals, and energy, of course, everything in that pellet. But make sure that you're feeding enough according to size. Now, those are growing animals, so we need to make sure that we're feeding them enough. I would say 2 feedings a day, according to your feeding recommendation, if it's a large or small breed. And of course, depending on when they reach maturity, that's when you will go over to our Alzu Classic range. So today's Ozak is a healthy pet is a happy pet, and that's what we want to focus on. We don't just want to tell you all the amazing products that we have at offer at our Alzu depots. We want to make sure that you guys are using it correctly, so our furry friends stay furry and they stay happy. So guys, when it comes to your Alzu Classic food, of course, when do we switch over to that, Zak? We look at about a small medium frame dog or a small breed. At about a year of age, we can move over. As soon as it hits maturity, we can move over to our Alzu Classic, which is of course 20% protein, 10% fat, a wonderful maintenance food for our animals. And then with your medium to large, we can look at about a year and a half, 18 months. And then of course with our large breeds, at 2 years they go over, they mature quite late, and then we can go over to our Alzu Classic. And of course, again, with your legacy, of course, that will go over when they are reaching into their senior phase, and that will also depend on the breed. And all of this information is, of course, on the back of your dog food that you buy at Alzu. So of course, like when we are done with the feeding, when we want to give our animals a little bit more, when we want to give them additional nutrition or just additional supplementation, what do we have to offer for our clients at our Alzu depots?
Now, very important when it comes to, because we need to differentiate between treats and, of course, taking their health in account. Now, very, very important, guys. When we look at their general health, obesity is a problem, especially with certain breeds like your Labs, your Vorshis, your Dashuns, those type of dogs. They tend to get overweight very quickly. So, and they are pets. We like to give them maybe a nibble from the table when we sit down and eat. Guys, please stay away from it as far as possible. When we give treats, we only give 10% of their daily intake. So let's use, if we use an example, your dog needs to eat 500 grams of food per day, then you only can give 50 grams worth of treats. Otherwise, the treats are, as it says, it's treats, it's like us with chocolates and things like that. It's going to build fat and affect their health in the long run. So only 50% of 50%, 10% of their daily intake, then you know you're safe with your dog's treats. Now, when you look at supplementation health, there's quite a few things that we can use. For our dogs that struggle with skin or itchiness, there's lovely products like Miracoat that you can, it's omega-6 and 3 oils that you spray over the food. What's nice, there's a new one with added zinc, which influences the pH of the skin, which helps with skin health. A lot of the ladies that use skin creams will be able to tell you zinc is very, very good for the pH balance and general skin health. Of course, when you're looking at your older dogs, like you mentioned a little bit earlier, there's a nice product we can use. We call it Gerivet. Now, Gerivet is just focusing a little bit more on the joints, making sure your joint health is good, because your overweight dogs can pick up joint problems much earlier in life. So we actually want to manage the weight of the animal first before we do supplementation. But Gerivet is a very good thing for your geriatric dogs, as the name says, and it's just a nice powder that you can throw over, or something like Betab's Forte, which is a pill, multivitamin pill, that you can give your dog straight down the throat or with their food.
Now, as you guys can hear, there's a wide range of products available at your Olzo depot, so make sure to get there. And if you guys are unsure what to buy, what you need, just go and ask your depot assistant manager, your depot manager, our people on the floor. We are more than willing to help you all the way. Now, Zak, when it comes to our supplementary, we've touched on that. Now we are at the activity level of the dog. So let's start with the treat. Now, it's been a long day. They've protected the yard. They've done all their duties, everything that they need to do. We need to reward our pets that we love so much. What would you choose to reward your pets? I know my dog, Django, he's a little pit bull, and like Zak said earlier, he weighs about 20 kilograms. He gets about 500 grams of his Olzo Classic. He gets a cup in the morning, and then a cup in the afternoon when we come back, and then he gets a little bit of a cookie. And we've got dog biscuits at our depots, and of course, we also have different treats on the Montego range. They are differently formed to clean the teeth. Now, what Zak said earlier about feeding table scraps, when we feed especially our smaller frame dogs, when we feed them stuff like soft chicken and chicken livers and all those nice things that we think are good for them, it's detrimental to their health. It will not let them chafe off that tooth decay off around what do you call it, the pluck. The pluck around the teeth will not get there, and when that pluck stays there and it doesn't take off, so go to your vet, let them do a decent dental cleaning. But if that pluck stays there, indirectly it will start having a negative effect on the kidneys and the liver, and you will have implications, and quite expensive ones at the end of the day. So by just introducing the right amount of food, the correct feed, and of course the right treats that can at the same time treat your dog and reward them if you're busy training them and keep those teeth clean, I think it's quite a win-win.
Just to link in with you there, Albert, the treats that we sell are formulated for our dog's health. So we take when you buy any of the Montego treats, the cuff bit treats, any of those treats in our depots, you know it's a safe product that you can use for your dog, and it won't, if you use it correctly, it won't affect their health detrimentally. So a very nice thing to use, of course, especially as training aid as well, with our little cattle dog, old Finn. He's a little bit ADHD, so a treat just gets him focused a bit quicker, and the reward system is very great when you're training animals. So very, very nice to use treat, but just don't, I agree with you fully. The thing with when it comes down to those table straps, that's very detrimental. If the plaque buildup is not that bad, you can actually, and it's a good habit, you can actually brush your dog's teeth. Now, just very important thing, we do not use human toothpaste. It's not healthy for the dog, but we do sell toothpaste that's specifically designed for our dogs. And of course, a wide range of types of toothbrushes.
Doesn't that come in a kit, Zak? I think we've got a dental cleaning kit at our depot where you can buy one kit. You can do that at least once a month or whenever you have that plaque buildup. So while we are touching on human products that we tend to use for animals, which we don't advise at all, Zak, when it comes to grooming and we want to wash our animals, I have a lot of people that ask me that, can I use my shampoo on my dog? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I would say, in our industry, we try and stay away from off-label use as far as possible. Remember, a product before it goes, before it hits the shelf, it has to go through a bunch of tests to make sure it's safe, that you're not going to have negative effects on your dogs. So I would say dog shampoo all the way. There's so many different kinds. I mean, we've got the Pearl Show White to make your white dogs whiter. We've got the basically antifungal, antibacterial shampoos, tick and flea shampoos. There's quite a wide range. So if there is a need for a specific reason that you want to use a shampoo, by all means, there is something that you will be able to use.
So even if you are a groomer, you're a show dog type of person, or just someone that has a dog that they take out on the farm, there's everything for you at your Alzu depot. Now before we say goodbye, I just want to brag about something. I have found the most amazing toys for my pit bull, Zak. It is tire based toys. Now these tires don't have any metal in, no steel in it at all, and they have ropes in them as well. My pit bull, I couldn't find toys for him that would last, and this has lasted for about 2 months, Zak. So definitely guys, go into your Alzu depot, you'll see them, they are displayed out there, give them a try. They're really affordable, a very, very good price for a hardy product. So if you have those pit bulls, those terriers at home, those boerboele, please make sure that you get those toys to keep them busy throughout the whole day.
I think that's the closest that we get to indestructible. There's no indestructible toy on the market, but that's the longest lasting one that we do keep, and yeah, lovely products. No, definitely.
Good products at a good price. So guys, basically that's it for our pets. Remember, a healthy pet is a happy pet. So of course, spend time with your animals, spend that 10 minutes with them, go walk with them. We've got leashes, we've got collars, reflective collars, the most beautiful products. When the winter is coming, you'll see our yassies and our knitted wear, or our
dog jackets, blankets, all those things.
Exactly, at the depot. For now, for summer, let's get out there, enjoy the sunlight, and enjoy the summer, go walk and have an active life with your dogs.